Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
To create inventory items in QuickBooks Online Plus, click the gear icon and select Products and Services from the list heading. This will take you to the Products and Services page. Click the New button at the right-hand side of the page. Clicking this button will open the Product or Service Information menu. Here you will be able to create new inventory items. The first option you will see is a name field. This is a mandatory field and will be the name of the inventory item shown within the Products and Services list and the name shown within the Product Service dropdown in the Item Details section of your sales and purchasing forms. To the right of the name field is a checkbox for Is Subproduct/Service with a drop-down box below it. If the item you are creating is a subproduct of another product or service, then check this checkbox and then select the name of the parent product or service from the adjacent drop-down menu. Next is the Track Quantity on Hand for Inventory Items section. If you want to track your quantity on hand, check the checkbox to open the Inventory Tracking section. You must then enter values into the required fields that appear. The Initial Quantity on Hand field is where you will enter the amount of the item that you had on hand as of the date that you select from the As of Date field. For new items that you haven't purchased yet, this value will most often be 0. The As of Date field is where you enter the date as of which you have the initial quantity that you entered. For new items, this is often the date you created the item within QuickBooks. Note that when you are entering inventory that you had on hand when starting your QuickBooks company file, you will enter the amount of the inventory item you had as of the start date of your company file for accurate inventory and accounting. Below these fields is an Inventory Asset Account dropdown. A basic inventory asset account is automatically created when you set up your company file. You can also create an account in your chart of accounts to use a specific inventory account. However, if you create a new inventory account, it must be of the inventory account detail type to work properly. Next are the Sales Information and Purchasing Information sections. In the Sales Information section, enter the description of the item to be displayed on your sales forms into the Description on Sales Forms text box. Directly below this text box is a price or rate field where you will enter the default sales price of the item. The Income Account dropdown below the price or rate field lets you select the income account used to track sales of this item. This account must be a Sales of Product Income detail type for inventory tracking to work properly. The final option in the Sales Information section is an Is Taxable checkbox. Select this checkbox if the item is taxable. The Purchasing Information section is the final section. The first item is the Description on Purchase Forms text box. Enter the description of the item to display within your purchase forms into this field. Directly below this text box is a Cost field. Enter the default purchase cost into this field. This allows QuickBooks Online Plus to enter this amount as the default cost when purchasing the item. You can leave this field blank if the cost varies greatly and later enter it when it's actually being used in a purchase form. The final option is an Expense Account drop-down box. Use this to select the account to which you want to attribute purchases of this inventory item. Note that this account must be of the Cost of Goods Sold account detail type for inventory tracking to function properly. At the bottom of the page is a Cancel button that you can click to cancel your entries and close the menu. To the right of the Cancel button is a drop-down button. This button has the options Save and Close and Save and New. Save and Close is the default option for this button. If you are finished creating your inventory items, use the Save and Close option to save your data and close the menu. If you have more items to create, select the Save and New option to save your data and open a new blank Product or Service Information menu. An important thing to remember is once you turn inventory tracking on for an item, you cannot turn it off for that item. If you no longer wish to track inventory for an item, you can delete the item and create a new item. Deleting an item will not affect the transactions that use that item. You will not be able to change any historical account usage of inventory items if you have quantity on hand tracking turned on. Finally, you cannot undelete an inventory item after it has been deleted. You will instead have to create a new item to replace a deleted item.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.